What up, YouTube? It is Sane, your Nine Protector, the self-proclaimed Pokemon Master. I've played Pokemon lots of times. I've beaten lots of games. Therefore, the game has told me I am a Pokemon Master, so I am a Pokemon Master, and you cannot dispute me on that. So today's video, the thumbnail is just my personal favorite Pokemon, my 6 favorite Pokemon, on a website to make my own trainer card and everything. And I've seen some videos talk about this from people like MandJTV, and also just watching Pokemon Origins brings up a very interesting topic, I guess, or I guess a theory that people have or have had with Pokemon and everything is like the order of gyms is it set? Is Brock always supposed to be the first gym you always fight, or not? And in Pokemon Origins, there's a really interesting scene where Red goes in to talk to Brock, and he's like, "How many gym badges do you have?" And Red says, "Well, I don't have any yet." So Brock says, "Interesting." He's like, "Interesting." He pulls up a full team of 6 Pokemon and grabs only 2 to fight Red with. So I think this scene right here in Pokemon Origins kind of clarifies to us that you can fight the gym leaders in any order you want necessarily. So if you wanted to fight Brock last, he'd probably use a full team of 6. So what I wanted to do for this is I'm going to make myself a gym leader or a type specialist or something for every single region. Gens 1 through 8, Kanto, Johto, all the way through, and even Hisui at the end. I'll talk about that at the end there. And I'll talk about, how my team would look like if I was an early gym leader or if I was near the end. And I went ahead and made all my teams. Here I looked through all the types, picked my favorite types, and I'll go through it all. So let's start off with Kanto. Kanto, I would be a ground gym leader just like Giovanni. This is my final team looking like. I love Sandslash, I love Golem, I love Marowak, Rhydon. Rhydon would probably be the ace just because he's the strongest. And if you fight me earlier on, then I would go ahead and use a pretty devolved team of probably something like Sandshrew and Cubone. Maybe I'd throw in like Geodude there, Rhyhorn, of course. I would just kind of keep that, I like to think that as a gym leader, as a type specialist, I would just have a couple of these Pokemon in my box or something that I could pull out to use to be unevolved. Something like that to make it for easier challenges. So if someone came into my gym and never had a gym badge, instead of whipping out a Marowak on them, I would go in my PC or something and grab out a Cubone and then use that against them. So that's kind of how I think about it. But I'm not gonna say with like a different Pokemon. So I'm not gonna say I don't have an Onix and I don't have a Dugtrio just because my team is this 6. And so let's say I have just a Cubone or unevolved Marowak at that point. So that's what I would do with that. In Johto, my least favorite region, I would go with the water typing because I love Lantern, I love Quagsire, Kingdra is really cool. If I were an early gym leader, I would probably use something like a Chinchou. I don't know how everyone pronounces it. I just say all it Chinchou. Chinchou. I would use a Wooper, maybe a Marill there, here and there. And my ace, if I'm the last gym leader, my ace is going to be the Kingdra. In Hoenn, I would go with the grass type. This one was a toss-up. There's a couple different types that I could have gone with. Rock and Dark were pretty up there for me, but I went to go with grass. And I think my ace is going to be the Breloom if I am the final gym leader. But if you fight me earlier on, you're probably going to fight something like a Lotad, a Nuzleaf. You'll fight my Shroomish, and then as you go, you'll get more Pokemon. And the final ace will be Breloom. In Generation 4, in Sinnoh, I chose the ground typing. And honestly, my ace here has to be the Garchomp, of course. But if it was any other Pokemon besides Garchomp, I would pick my ace to probably be Hippowdon. I think it's really cool. If you fight me earlier on in the region, then I would probably run things like you'd probably be fighting just Hippopotas, a Gligar, maybe a Piloswine, a Rhyhorn, stuff like that. In Generation 5, I go with the Dark type unanimously. The ace is Hydreigon, but the real ace would be Zoroark for me, just because it's one of my favorite Pokemon. If you fight me earlier on, you would fight a Zorua, a Pawniard. Come down here and pick Dark. And probably a Leopard, just for the sake of easiness. I'm not going to throw a Dragon type at you immediately. Maybe a Volibee. Something like that, but yeah. 8th gym, I would pick the Dark type. For the Kalos region, the fairy typing is the only type that I can build a full team around and also have only new Pokemon. As you can see, I've tried to do Pokemon from that region and no like Kanto Pokemon in Johto, no Johto Pokemon in Hoenn, things like that. And so Fairy was the only type I could build a full team with. My Mega and Ace would be Mega Mawile. Fairy repeats itself here in Alola. And my Ace is going to be Primarina. I don't love giving myself starters, but it was by far my favorite. It was either my favorite team, no matter what, was either going to be Fairy, Grass, or Ghost, and all of those required a starter. And Primarina is quite possibly my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love a little Ninetales, Comfey, and everything. If you fight me earlier on, I will not have the Primarina. I'll probably use something like a Vulpix. And maybe just a Comfey for early on. Ace. You know, I won't throw a Mimikyu on you. So if you're going to fight me as like a first or second, I'd probably just use the Cutie Fly and a Comfey and maybe, what is this one called? That one. Morlul. In Galar, I'm going with the Dragon type. And if you fight me early on, you're fighting just probably a Flapple. A Flapple and a Dreepy, I want to say his name is. Where are you? Come here, not fully evolved. A Dreepy, yes. So my Ace is going to be the Dragapult, although technically my Gigantamax Duraludon would probably be the Ace, but these two kind of bounce to be the Ace. And then I filled in with other Dragon types. If you fight me early on, you're going to be fighting a Applin and a Dreepy, so it won't be too hard. And for the region of Hisui, which is technically Sinnoh, the way I've done this is I think this is maybe after the events of Arceus and gyms are starting to become a thing. I go in and I take, you know, Hisui Pokemon and also just Sinnoh. I don't do any other Pokemon, even though there's plenty of Pokemon like Galar Pokemon and Kalos Pokemon that are available that you can catch in the region of Hisui. I just make it Sinnoh / Hisui. And I went with a normal type because I love Zoroark, Ursaluna, Weirdeer. I love Lopunny, and Porygon Z is a duck, which I love ducks, and Chatot is a parrot, and I love birds, so I went with a normal type. My Ace would be the Zoroark, although Ursaluna might be the Ace just by stat total. And if you fight me earlier on, you're going to fight a Zorua, a Teddiursa, and a Stantler. And that takes care of it for all of the regions. And also, if I was just a Pokemon trainer and had my own team, this would be the team I would go with, because these are my 6 favorite Pokemon. All represented except for Gallade, actually. I think Gallade is the only one not represented. Actually, only these two are represented in my gym leader teams, which is kind of interesting. You know, I didn't think about that, but there's just not a lot of fighting types I love. Anyways, that is what I would do if I was the gym leader, having a full team of 6 Pokemon for every region. I think it's a fun concept to think about. And I know there's been people who've done like videos of like, oh, what if every gym leader was the final gym leader? So go check out those videos from MandJTV. I will go ahead and link that video in the description. And let me know what kind of gym leader you would want to be and what gym leader you would want to be for what region and everything like that. So let me know, guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Sorry for my sick voice. I will see you guys later.